Oh, yes, YouTube, how are we doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while. I think it's been about 2 months since I uploaded a video. And as you're probably well aware, my prep has been cancelled. I ended my prep, as you probably gathered. If you follow me on any social media, you'll know this. But the lack of videos probably suggested that. So if you were following it along, I do apologise that I haven't uploaded. There's a lot of reasons why, and I'm going to explain that in this video. So I would have been competing next week. Next weekend I would have been competing. That was the plans. But obviously we have cancelled the prep. We ended the prep. Let's go through the reasons why. Right after my last video that I uploaded when I think I was 11 weeks out, I actually got my bloods tested. Now, the bloods came back overall very positive. However, there was 2 markers which were just a little bit not right. And I'll put the markers on screen here. So the first one, easily fixed. My hematocrit was a little bit high. So for the first time ever, I went and donated blood, which was actually quite a positive experience. I enjoyed it and I'm going to continue doing it just because I actually got quite a lot of satisfaction from doing it, shall we say. The process was really easy. I was literally in there for like 20 minutes. But why it was really enjoyable was, first off, I finally know my blood type was O negative, which is very cool because it's a universal blood type. So if anyone ever needs blood, it can be universally used depending on what blood type they are. It doesn't actually matter what blood type they are. O negative can be used regardless. So quite unique, and that was cool to find out that what my blood type is. But what's really nice about donating blood is they message you when your blood has been sent off to a hospital, and they also message you when it's been used. And it's been used, and hopefully it's been used to help someone or help save someone's life. And that's really, it's nice. It's a nice feeling. So I'm going to continue donating the blood. And obviously I got the benefits of bringing my hematocrit down and in range, which is happy days. But the main marker we were looking at is my ALT was very high, unexpectedly high. The rest of the blood markers were sound for my liver. I'm going to put it here. So my ALT was, in fact, 165, which the reference range is 10 to 50. So I'm approaching 3 times that reference range, which is not what we want. And if you didn't know, ALT is a liver enzyme. That's out of whack. It means your liver is basically leaking enzymes into the bloodstream, which is something that we don't want. That potentially can link to liver damage. So where I was at is, after this blood test, I was like, cool, this prep was only ever going to be a little bit of fun to get super lean again and then utilize that rebound. If this prep is going to put my health in a worse position, why am I doing it? There is no need to do it. So I pulled the prep, me and Max pulled the prep, and we just decided to make sure that everything was okay before we do anything else. So for the next like 4 or 5 weeks, I I went down a rabbit hole in terms of why my ALT could be high. Now, the main one is it's training. If it's not actually linked to liver damage, it could be training. Training can cause elevations in your AST and your ALT. But I think I took four days off. So I was a bit skeptical if it was the training situation. There's a few other things which could cause it. There could be a high protein diet can cause it. But then I went down a rabbit hole of finding like all these weird things that I've been taking that could cause it. So it was like pre-workout blends. So like a pre-workout of high caffeine and a load of different substances can stress the liver out a little bit. It was ashwagandha can do it, aloe vera can do it, and all these things I was taking. So basically what I did was I just removed everything. If I was having a pre-workout, it would literally just be a black coffee. I limited my caffeine intake. I removed pretty much all of like the pre-workout supplements I was having. I removed the aloe vera. I removed ashwagandha. I basically just went very clean for those 4 to 5 weeks just to make sure there was nothing that I was taking that was causing that ALT marker to be out of whack. Anyway, I got my bloods retaken after these 5 weeks. This time it came back at 118. So it's dropped. I also took off another day of training. So I think I took 5 full days off of training. However, I'm still just above 2 times the reference range. Why is it sky high? I don't know. It's it's stressing me out. So the next plan of action was I need to see if there is any damage to the liver, which hopefully there isn't. I went to get a ultrasound because that was the next best play. So I went and got an ultrasound, and happy days, there is literally no damage to the liver. It looked very healthy. It was the normal size. Everything was really good. Whilst I was there, I also got a liver ultrasound on my kidneys, pancreas, just abdominal region, and everything looks perfect. So we are good. We're safe. So what could it have been with my ALT? I think it is purely down to the training, because when it comes to your liver enzymes and liver markers, you get a few liver markers. So you get GGT, you get, I'm gonna pull it up because actually actually saying it's hard. Bilirubin, yeah. Anyway, and you get AST, you get ALP, and you get ALT. They're all your liver markers. The main ones that you want to look for when it comes to liver damage is your GGT and the one I couldn't pronounce, the bilirubin. This is embarrassing because ALT and AST, they can be damaged. They can be affected by skeletal muscle. So the skeletal muscle can actually leak these enzymes into your bloodstream. So the main ones we're looking for when it comes to damage is GGT and the one I just mentioned. Those in my blood test were absolutely perfect, and we knew that from the start. So throughout this whole, I think it's been 8 or 9 weeks, I wasn't really too stressed if there was any damage to the liver, because if there was, those would have been out of whack. But I just wanted to really know why the hell my ALT was so sky high. But the ultrasound come back saying there's no damage, so we're good there, and we'll just monitor ALT moving forward. And potentially, I think the case is I just need a full 7 days off training before I get them tested again, and I think that will see it come down. Because in reality, if I took 4 days off for the first test, it come back at 165. If I took 5 days off for the second test, it come back at 118. If I take the full 7 days off, it may come back down into the reference range. But the main thing is there is no damage, so we are good. And to be honest with you, we could have seen that first blood test or even the second blood test where those liver markers were sound and said there's no damage and could have continued. But for me and longevity and just anxiety, I wanted to make sure everything was perfect before I push on. Where does that leave us now? That leaves us now not prepping. I'm not prepping, but what are the plans moving forward? So let's go through the plans moving forward. My initial plans was do this prep, utilize a reverse, go into an off season, and then compete next in 2028. So that's basically what we are sticking with. I'm gonna get back on stage 2028. I know where I want to get to, and I want to build enough muscle to be competitive in the NPC and be looking at winning classes and shows at PCA. That is my competitive goals by 2028. Can I do that? Hopefully. We're going to take enough time to just really grow and put on that muscle now. I will show you sort of where my physique currently is sat. So I think I pulled prep and we were 88 kilos, I believe, or 87 kilos, something like that. I'm currently 92 kilos now. So the main goal during that phase where I was trying to assess what's going on with this liver was maintain the look. Obviously put on a little bit of body fat because we were just in a prep, so we want to raise food and we just want to get to a healthier state. And I think we've very much done that. We maintain the look. I am 92 kilos. I'm still relatively lean, and we can push on from here. So that's just a quick update from me, guys. I don't want to keep you here all day, but I wanted to get back on the YouTube because I want to make this regular now. I want to really document this whole journey properly. Key takeaway from this video: health is so important in bodybuilding. Health is longevity in bodybuilding. The longer you stay healthy and the longer you know you're healthy, the longer you can do this for. If you neglect your health, it's going to end up catching up to you, and then you have to sort that out and you can't bodybuild. So just make sure you're healthy. You don't want to be dealing with that constant state of anxiety that it is something wrong. We get frequent blood work, which is something that I have always done, but I'm going to do even more regular now. And also, if you really want to, and I think you should, get echocardiograms and get ultrasounds, and you should be good. As long as you just keep on top of it all, you should be good. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Appreciate it if you have watched this far along, and I'll catch you in the next video, which will be a bit more bodybuilding and life.